This method of prayer is known as the application of the senses. We bring to this method the five senses of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching, and apply as many of these senses as we can to the text that we are reading, meditating on, or praying about. We will take for our application of senses the Gospel text from Mark chapter 4, verses 35 to 41. On that day, when evening had come, Jesus said to them, "Let us go to the other side." And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him up and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Then the wind ceased, and there was a dead calm. He said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" We begin applying our senses to the first verse that we have just read. On that day, when evening had come, Jesus said to them, "Let us go to the other side." Them here means the disciples. And if I have to apply my senses to this text, then I must count myself as one of the disciples and hear Jesus say to me, "Let us go to the other side." I must hear these words with both the ears of my head and also the ears of my heart. When I read this verse, on that day when evening had come, Jesus said to them, "Let us go to the other side," I apply here my sense of sight. I look first at Jesus. How is he dressed? Where is he standing? Is he standing on the shore? Is he standing near the boat? Is he already in the boat? Who else is with me? Where are they? Are they in the boat, or are they on the shore? What about the other boats around us? Who is in those boats? I look with the eyes of my heart and my mind, and I focus on Jesus. I now apply the sense of hearing. I hear Jesus say to me, let us go to the other side. How does Jesus sound? What is the tone of his voice? Is he addressing only me, or is he addressing the others as well? Can I hear the waves beating against the shore? Can I hear them beating against the boat? What other sounds can I hear? I also apply my sense of smell. How does the sea smell? Is there a salty smell that I can find? Can I smell the saltiness? What are the other smells around me? And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were with him. What does just as he was mean? It means just the way he was dressed, without giving him an opportunity to wash up or to refresh himself. They took him even as he stood there into the boat and began to move away from the shore. And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat just as he was. Other boats were with him. I apply my sense of sight and I look at Jesus entering the boat. How does Jesus enter the boat? Does he put his right leg in first, or does he put his left leg in first? Does someone give him a hand to steady him, or does he walk in on his own? To which part of the boat does he go as he comes into the boat? What does he do when he reaches the place he intends to go? Does he sit? Does he remain standing? Does he look behind to see who is following him? Does he look back at the shore? I now apply my sense of hearing. Are there voices from the other boats? If there are, what are they saying? Are the waves lapping the boat? How do the waves come? Do they come gently, or do they come hurriedly? great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. This great windstorm that arises can refer to the challenges that I face in my life, can refer to the obstacles, the hurdles, the difficulties, the trials, the tribulations, and especially now, the challenge of this coronavirus and the COVID-19 disease, the challenge of the lockdown, the challenge of lack of income, the challenge of sickness and the fear of falling ill. These are the windstorms in my life. I apply my sense of sight and I look at Jesus as he sleeps. How does he appear as he sleeps? Is his face serene, or is he disturbed even as he sleeps? Is the water from the sea falling onto his face as it enters the boat? What kind of cushion is his head resting on? I apply the sense of hearing. How do the waves sound? Is it the sound of a roar? When the waves lash into the boat, what sound do they make? Can I hear other voices around me? Whose are they? How do they sound? And they woke him up and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" The disciples accused Jesus of a non-caring attitude. They accuse him of not being concerned about the trials they are going through. And at this moment, even as we go through this lockdown, even as we go through the fear of infection by the novel coronavirus, we too possibly feel like the disciples felt, and we too possibly want to cry, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? Do you not care that we are being destroyed? Do you not care that there is so much of fear and trial and tribulation? Do you not care that the poorest are the worst sufferers in all of this? Teacher, do you not care? I apply my sense of touch and I go to wake Jesus up. How do I wake him up? Do I touch his arm? Do I touch him on the thigh, on the knee, on the ankle? Do I shake him? And they woke him up and said to him, Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? I apply the sense of hearing. How does my voice sound? Does it betray fear? Does it show anxiety? Does it display a lack of faith, a lack of confidence? Does it indicate my unbelief? Does it indicate that I do not have confidence in my Lord? He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. Then the wind ceased and there was a dead calm. I notice that before Jesus addresses me or the others with me, before he can give me advice or speak about my fear, he addresses the sea and the wind. And with a word from him, the wind ceases and the sea is calm again. The words which Jesus speaks to the wind and the sea, peace, be still, resonate in my mind, in my heart, and in my ears. I keep hearing the words again and again. Peace, be still. He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. Then the wind ceased and there was a dead calm. I apply now my sense of sight. I look at Jesus as he stands confidently. How does he appear? Where is his gaze? Does he look also at me? Or does he look only at the sea? Does he look straight ahead of him? Or does he look all around him? He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. Then the wind ceased and there was a dead calm. I apply now my sense of hearing. How does the voice of Jesus sound? Is it a commanding voice? Is he angry? Is he assertive? Is he confident? Is he filled with faith and trust? Does he believe what he says when he says it? He said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" Let me hear the words of Jesus. Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith? How does the voice of Jesus sound? Is it harsh? Is it the same as when he addressed the sea? Let me see Jesus, even as he asks the question, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" How does Jesus look when he addresses me? Is it a stern look? Is it a look of confusion at my fear? Is it a look of disappointment that I am afraid? Is it a look of surprise that I am frightened even though he is present with me? What kind of a look does Jesus give me when he asks me this question? Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith? What is responsible for my lack of faith? What is responsible for my agitation, for my anxiety? Am I anxious and frightened because I have not done all that I was required to do? If such is the case, then I must do what I am meant to do. However, if I have already done all that is required of me, I can only harm myself by my agitation. The serenity, the calmness of Jesus, even in the midst of the storm, must give me confidence, must give me courage, must give me serenity, must give me peace, must make me calm. And they were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and sea obey him?" Who then is this that even the wind and sea obey him? Do you believe that Jesus can calm the storms of your life? Do you believe that if you have done everything required of you, then you only have to leave everything else confidently in God's hands? Do you believe that Jesus is capable of calming the sea, no matter how rough it might be, of commanding the waves, no matter how they might lash into the boat of your life? Will you let the Lord into the boat? And will you know that even though the Lord might appear to be asleep, the Lord does indeed care. And the Lord will keep asking us, why are you afraid? Have you no faith? Even as he commands the waves and the sea, be still